Here at home. This is the National News Broadcast. A pleasant evening. I'm Dilanjali Ananda.
A very good evening to you. I am Dishan Veerakone, and we start off by taking a look at your top stories for tonight.
COVID reaches the third risk level. A special series of health guidelines issued. Health and security authorities request the public to limit traveling during the weekend. The President emphasizes that importation of chemical fertilizer will be stopped. Considering of Port City draft bill petitions end, the determination will be sent to the Speaker.
For those and other stories in detail on your top story. The government says that the country will not be completely locked down, nor travel restrictions will be imposed during the long weekend. The government has requested the public to refrain from visiting gatherings, functions and touring. This was mentioned during a special media briefing today at the Government Information Department.
In Sri Lanka, we have been able to curtail this number up to about 150 to 200 by the end of Sinhala Tamil New Year also. But after this, last 2 days, we have seen that the cases in Sri Lanka gone up to about 500 and 500 to 600. The reason had been nothing to explain here. The reason had been nothing but due to the behavioral pattern of the people of this country. Of course, our people of this country helped us to bring down this situation. In the meantime, maybe a small number, the way that they behave, this has come to this level. And also, the doctors here spoke about the variant. Now talk about a situation where it even travels through air, and that is a way of transmitting. So therefore, we urge the people of this great nation to assist. And also in regard to the restriction that people are expecting, we do not want to have any restrictions in the sense quarantine curfew or any isolation. Entire country, no, it is not going to happen. But as of now, we have already in Kulia Pitia police division that we have isolated, and few other police Gramanildari divisions. If we find that there are cases in one particular place, and that particular place will spread to the nearing areas or to that particular village, then of course we are compelled to take action in regard to isolation for that particular area. Wherever it is, if we find that cases are coming up, we will isolate. But we will not have any other curfew or any travel restriction, but we urge the people of this nation. We are heading to a long weekend. As usually we find that people are traveling to various places, even to religious places. We urge the people of this nation to be very cautious about the present situation, and coming 3 to 4 weeks will be very important, and thereby we urge the people to adhere to the health guidelines and to cooperate with all of us to ensure that we at least prevent the spread and later to eradicate COVID from Sri Lanka.
President's Chief Advisor Lalit Veeratunga explained about the situation of the vaccination program in the country.
Now, earlier on, the recommended time period was 4 weeks when it originally came. But after some time, through research and all that, they said the best period for the second dose is after about 12 to 16 weeks. So our second dose will start accordingly in around first week of May. That's for the AstraZeneca, but there is this misconception that we are unable to get the AstraZeneca. But I must assure you, it's not something that we should be worried about. Our regular supplier, that's the Serum Institute, yes, they have a problem. They have a problem because they have a problem in India. India, the numbers are going up. They are using whatever they are producing at the Serum Institute for their own use. But we have earlier got a pledge that we would get about 1.5 million doses from Serum Institute. That was the initial consignment that we contracted for, of which we have only got 500,000. So there is a balance of 1 million which we are negotiating with through the Indian High Commission here, and then of course through the government of India in Delhi, to ensure that we will also get about at least 250,000 in the coming 2 to 3 weeks.
In the meantime, a series of health advice and guidelines has been introduced on common activities due to the risk of the spread of the coronavirus in the future. The Ministry of Health said that all citizens should follow the health guidelines. Permission has been given only to 2 persons to leave a home or a hostel to engage in permitted activities and essential services. Permission has been given to carry passengers according to the number of seats in a bus or a train. The number of passengers has been limited to 2 persons in cars and in 3-wheelers, and for other categories of vehicles it is limited to the seating capacity. Electricity, water, telecommunication, filling stations, LP gas shops, motor garages, tyre services, postal, courier services, government offices and private sector offices are permitted to operate under a minimum staff required, and the head of the organization can provide his employees to work from home when needed. Activities such as conferences, workshops, meetings and launching of brand names should be conducted with 50% capacity of the hall and under a maximum capacity of 50 persons. The Health Ministry said that supermarkets should allow customers leaving a space of 1.5 meters between 2 individuals and filling up of only 50% of the capacity. Banks, financial companies and other financial organizations should only allow 50% of the space to be filled with customers. It will be in force for courts, open markets, economic centers, retail shops and other shops. Government and private hospitals, pharmacies, laboratories and medical service centers can function with the number of workers decided by the head of the institution. Daycare centers, schools and preschools should function with a 50% capacity. Permission has not been given to universities, higher education institutions and tuition classes to function. Children's parks, carnivals, music shows, trade shows and swimming pools will be completely closed. The Ministry of Health has issued advice and guidelines on 48 sectors, and it can be accessed to the Ministry website at www.health.gov.lk. The government has issued a statement on the way to engage in common activities in the wake of the COVID pandemic. It has been based on the 3rd risk level. It has been issued under the signature of State Minister Sudarshani Fernando Pulle. Advice is included in it about the manner to engage in common activities until the 31st of May. The statement includes on the health protective measures to be followed when leaving home, use of common transport, employment activities and visiting supermarkets. The relevant guidelines can be obtained through the Health Ministry's official website at www.health.gov.lk. The number of COVID patients at Kurunegala Thitta Valgala area has increased to 183. Health authorities have imposed travel restrictions after finding patients from Kurunegala Hiripitiya town. Head of the National Operations Centre to prevent the spread of COVID-19, Army Commander General Shavendra Silva said that Niravia Gramanildar Division 441 of Kurunegala, Kumugate Police Division and Nikad Dalupata Gramanildar Division 1185 of Vellava Police Division were isolated this morning. 136 COVID-19 patients have been found from Trincomalee during the past few days. The authorities have decided to temporarily close Trincomalee China Way Harbour area and Tamil Mahavidyalaya. Eastern Province Governor Anuradha Yahampath has requested the public to limit travelling except for essential reason due to the rapid spread of COVID-19 in the district. 87 COVID-19 patients were found from Palenvatta, Eravala and Gorakapiti areas in Pilyandala. It has been decided to limit the number of persons arriving at Anuradhapura Sacred City and to conduct a random PCR test due to the spread of COVID-19 in the area. Koswatta police station was closed temporarily after finding several COVID-19 patients. The contacts have been subjected to quarantine in the police station. Activities of the police station are being conducted at the nearby Sri Vijayasundara Rama temple by deploying police officers of the Dankotua police station. The railway department said that trains will not be stopped at Ganevata railway station from tomorrow until further notice. This has been done due to isolation of villages near Ganevata railway station. It has been decided to stop allowing visitors for prison inmates for 2 weeks. Another 796 COVID-19 patients were detected in the island today. 151 fully recovered patients have left today. The number of recoveries from COVID-19 has reached 94,036. Another 4,848 patients are undergoing treatment. 5 COVID deaths were reported yesterday from Moratuwa, Kandi, Paligoda, Kottamulla and Naharempita areas. Now, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that attention has been paid to completely stop importing chemical fertilizer. The President mentioned this during a meeting with heads of state corporations and statutory boards at the President's house in Fort yesterday. Chemical fertilizer has caused many damages. Main among them are environmental and health issues. The president has emphasized that solutions to such issues can be found by using organic fertilizer. He pointed out that $400 million used to import chemical fertilizer annually can be used to uplift the life of the people. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that if the farmers say that they make losses without using chemical fertilizer and pesticides, it is profitable to the government to pay back that loss. It will be profitable to the country. The environment and water have been polluted due to chemical fertilizer. The president said when considered all that, including kidney diseases and cancer, stopping the use of chemical fertilizer even from today is not unprofitable. He said that the farmers should be encouraged by the ministry to cultivate without chemical fertilizer. If the harvest becomes less, that amount can be given. He further said that importing of chemical fertilizer and pesticides will be stopped. The companies which provide organic fertilizer can also make compost fertilizer, for which there are methods.
රසායනික පෝර ගෙන්වීම සහ මේ කෘමිනාශක මොනවා කිව්වත් මම නවත්තනවා තව ටික දවසකින්. කන්න තුන යනකොට හරියනවා. ඒ කන්න තුනට අපි නිකන් සල්ලි දෙනවා. මේ පෝර ගේන සල්ලි ටික මිනිසුන්ට දෙනවා. අනිත් එක කාබනික පෝර හදන්න කම්පනීස් වලට පුළුවන් නේ. කොම්පෝස්ට් පෝරත් හදනවා. ඒකට ක්‍රමවේද තියෙනවා. ලෝකෙම තියෙනවා.
The president emphasized that the people expected a policy change by electing him and it needed everyone's support. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that they are appointed to the institutions according to new methodologies. The policies have been formulated considering certain targets. If those targets are met, it will be possible to create a prosperous country.
සකස් කළ තියෙන සෑම ශේෂ්ත්‍රයකම යම් ඉලක්ක බලාගෙන ඒ ඉලක්ක කරා අපි ගියොත් අපිට පුළුවන් වෙනවා අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන ඒ අර සෞභාග්‍යමත් රට ඇති කරන්නට.
President's Secretary Dr. P.B. Jayasundara, President's Chief Advisor Lalit Weeratunga and Secretary to the Treasury S.R. Artigala were present at the meeting.
The debate on the Presidential Commission report on political victimization during the time of good governance government took place for the second day today in Parliament. Views were expressed about the statement made on 21st by MP Harin Fernando and his hospitalization. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that MP Harin Fernando revealed many details about Easter Sunday attack. He said they have received information that MP Harin Fernando will be arrested under the Prevention of Terrorism Act and remand him under detention orders.
රැඳවුම් නියෝග උපයෝගී කරගෙන එතුමාව රිමාන්ඩ් භාරයට ගන්නට කටයුතු කරනවා කියලා.
ඒ චෝදනාව අපි සම්පූර්ණ ප්‍රතික්ෂේප.
Minister Johnston Fernando said that the accusation of the opposition would be rejected. He said that as a government they have not asked to arrest him. In connection with the statement made by MP Harin Fernando, he would not be arrested.
Now, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the state banking system should be maintained in a strong manner. The Prime Minister mentioned this during a discussion this morning at the Prime Minister's office at the Parliament complex. The discussion took place with the officials of Pragati Bank Employees Union. Discussions took place on maintaining state banking sector amid current challenges and to find solutions to the problems of the employees. They expressed their appreciation to Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa for restoring the pensions of State Bank officials since 2014, which had been stopped since 1996. The Prime Minister paid his attention on solving problems related to pensions. The Prime Minister said that he would take steps to solve problems prevailing at the state banks in his capacity as the Finance Minister. Minister S.M. Chandrasena, State Minister Ajit Niwad Kabral, Prime Minister's Additional Secretary Chaminda Kularatna, Prime Minister's Coordinating Secretary to Parliamentary Affairs Priyantha Ratnayaka, Chairman of Pragati Bank Employees Union Nishanta Samarasinga and General Secretary A.K. Bandara were present at the discussion.
The Supreme Court informed today that their determination about the constitutionality of the Colombo Port City Economic Commission draft bill will be sent to the Speaker of Parliament. They said so far, concluding their hearing of petitions challenging the draft bill today. The petitions were considered before a 5-judge bench of the Supreme Court, including Chief Justice Jayanta Jayasuriya, Justices Bueneka Alavihare, Murdo Fernando and Janaka De Silva. Hearing of petitions challenging the draft bill commenced for the fifth consecutive day today. Appearing for the Attorney General, Additional Solicitor General Farzana Jamil handed over a list of proposed amendments to the draft bill to the court. Thereafter, the Additional Solicitor General explained in length about the functions of the proposed commission which is to be established from the draft bill. She said that it would not violate the Constitution. Therefore, she said that a two-thirds majority of the Parliament is not needed to pass the draft bill and it can be passed by simple majority. Chief Justice Jayanta Jayasuriya pointed out the councillors of the petitioners that the Commission has not given powers to grant concessions to the investors. The five-judge bench of the Supreme Court informed all stakeholders if there are written submissions of the petitions, send them through email on Sunday. The Supreme Court informed all stakeholders to hand over original documents to the written submission to the courts at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. 19 stakeholders, including political parties, have filed petitions challenging the Colombo Port City Economic Commission draft bill. The petitioners has requested a decision declaring a two-third majority and a referendum are needed to pass the draft bill since certain clauses of the draft bill violate the Constitution. Another 13 parties filed intervening petitions. The Supreme Court gave the decision today after considering all petitions and intervening petitions.
Meanwhile, the artificial coastline dockyard and several other areas built at the Colombo Port City will be opened for the public before the end of this year. It has been built as an extension of the Colombo City connecting Golface Green. The work on the garden belonging to the dockyard, which is being built facing the Golface Green in the Colombo Port City, has been completed to a great extent. The garden, which is adjacent to a water belt, adds beauty to the port city. The bridge, which is being constructed exclusively for pedestrians on the west side of the garden, is nearing completion. It is located at the beginning of the water belt and across the land spread over 269 filled-up acres. The water belt runs to the other end of the port city. A beautiful garden with grass and many varieties of plants can be seen in the middle of the reclaimed land. Each tree has been brought from various areas and planted according to special methods. Grown-up coconut trees are also planted around the city premises according to that methodology. Various varieties of trees, including coconut trees planted in such a manner, can be seen at the Port City premises. The project company said they have planned to plant about 6,000 varieties of trees at the city premises. The Port City has been covered by a 3.2-kilometer breakwater. Therefore, an artificial coastline of about 1.5 kilometers has been created. The calmness due to the absence of rough waves has created an environment for beach sports, bathing and other activities for the people. The Port City project said that several organizations have expressed their willingness to organize various activities on this coastal belt.
3 persons who are connected with extremist teachings at Hambantota before the Easter Sunday attack were arrested yesterday at Kuliapitia. Police media spokesman DIG Adit Rohana said that among them are wife and father of Saharan. Police media spokesman DIG Adit Rohana said that 3 suspects were arrested by the Terrorist Investigation Division at Kuliapitia. He said they are in the ages of 40, 52 and 55. They were arrested for taking part in classes related to terrorism at Hambantota in 2018. The suspects have been taken to the Terrorist Investigation Division, which has also arrested about 80 persons who attended those classes.
Now, the Litro Gas company says that there is no truth in rumors spread by certain groups stating that there is a gas shortage island-wide. Issuing a statement, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the company, Anil Khoswatta, said that steps have been taken to provide gas to the people without a shortage. Litro Gas Company, which is 150 years of experience in the gas industry and a leader in the market, constantly introduce new products according to the requests and the needs of their customers. The company said that a new hybrid premium gas cylinder, which has international standards with a higher thermal capacity and efficiency, has been introduced to the market. The 18-litre cylinder is priced at 1,395 rupees. It will be enough to meet the needs of a family of 4 members. The regulated type cylinder which is in the market can also be purchased by the customers. Chairman of the company Anil Koswata says that customers can purchase liter gas cylinders of any type by calling over company hotline 1311 or through the Liter Gas home delivery app.
Keep Sri Lanka malaria free.
And that's the wrap of tonight's primetime news. And until we meet again next time, do take care and good night.
Good night.